Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs, and I'm here at Fat Quarter Shop, and I want to share with you a really fun pattern that you can do with just one charm pack and the Stripology mini ruler. I'm calling this runner Lil' Kim. I think that's very appropriate. A lot of my other patterns for 5-inch squares have that little in front of them, and since we're in Kimberly's house, I thought this was very appropriate. But let me show you how this goes together. So first thing you want to do is print out your pattern. You'll find that as a downloadable PDF, and it's going to be on 2 pages. And then we're going to just take a charm pack. All you need is one charm pack. I'm using At Home by Bonnie and Camille, really fun fabrics. So some navy blues, some greens, and grays, and then a pop of turquoise. So I just took my charm pack and I paired up the fabrics that I want together in a block. So you want just a contrast, not necessarily lights and darks. You can kind of mix it up, as you can see, because you won't always have equal numbers of lights and darks, but as long as there's a good contrast within the two, that's what I'm going to use together. So you can go ahead and pair them all up beforehand if you want to. I like to sometimes do that so I don't end up with 2 or 3 sets that are all the same color in the end. And then you can also stack a few of these up. I just have the 2. So you want to use, I'm going to be using the Stripology mini ruler for this project. Really great to use with any kind of charm projects. We're going to use that horizontal or vertical and horizontal white lines to center on the 4 corners of the stack. So I have gone ahead and marked the slits that I'm going to be cutting through, the 2-inch and the 4.5-inch slits, with my ruler stickers with these blue arrows, because that, if I'm cutting a whole bunch, it's just really nice to have that marked. So I'm going to make the 2 cuts. So now we have this in 2 parts or 3 parts. We're going to take these triangles and just set them aside, and this center unit we're going to turn and cut it again. So just to make it easy to center, to make sure we're centered right, I actually take the top unit, fold it in half, and just make a little bit of a crease here, because that's what I'm going to line up. I see my little crease, and I'm going to line that center white line right on that crease. What I also want to do is find a horizontal line, any horizontal line, to line up with the top of my cut piece, and that makes sure that we are staying straight. So once you have it laid like this, and that center white line is on that crease, we're going to make the same cuts. And so now we have 4 parts to this block. So all we're going to do now, we're going to swap these centers. So we're going to take the light blue one, or the turquoise one, and we're going to sew the dark blue ones on each side. So you just lay them together like this. This will all match up. You're going to sew with your 1/4-inch seam, scant 1/4-inch seam, and you're going to do the opposite with the dark blue center and then the turquoise on the outside. So we're going to sew this, and we're going to just press away from the center. I have some pieces here. So here's a green version. So we're going to just press away from the center like this. And once we have these done, you're going to take the same color or the same fabric that's on the outside, and you're going to add that to each side. Now you'll see that these triangles are a bit oversized, but don't worry. You can either just center them and eyeball it how off they are, or you can just fold this in half, find a little crease, make a little crease. Same thing with this one. Make a little crease, and then you can just match up the 2 creases. And you're going to sew these on each side. And we're going to do the same with this other piece. Sew that on, and again we're going to press away from the center. So now we're going to be ending up with something like this. You'll notice that the outside edges are a little weird and crooked. Don't worry about it if they look wonky, because we're going to square this up to a perfect square. So we are going to square it, and using the Stripology ruler. So we're going to as you can see in the pattern, I show you exactly how to do that with a ruler. If you don't have the ruler, you want to use regular rulers, there's instructions how to do that as well. So we're going to be going down to a 4-inch square. So what I like to do when I'm squaring up a whole bunch of blocks, I like to use my arrows again, and I'm going to mark that 4-inch square. So I go up that left side, find my 4-inch square, and just put these little arrows on the 2 corners because I know that's what I'm going to center on my square. A couple of other ones that I'm going to add actually, and I'm going to do it in a different color. I'm going to do a green. So I want to find the center of the block. So this is my 4-inch square. The center is going to be obviously 2. So the 2-inch slit is the center of my block this way. And then the 2-inch line, so going up here, here's the 2-inch line. That's going to be my center going this way. So I'm just going to pop this arrow right here. Because this really helps, I'm just going to move these arrows too because I want to put them exactly on the slits that I'm going to be cutting through. So the 0 and the 4. So as you can see, the green ones are the ones I'm going to use to line up right on those 2 corners of the block. And see here, this one is kind of in my way, so I'm going to move it. I'm just going to move it over here, pointing right at the side. So this way you can easily see, and you can line this up horizontally and the vertical one, so then you're completely centered. The second thing I always look for, making sure that all these lines on the outside are on the inside of the fabric, so I'm getting a good trim on each side. So we do 2 sides, and then we turn our block, and then we're just going to repeat the same thing. Now that the top and bottom have been trimmed, we can use the horizontal line on the 0 and the 4 to line up with those seams. But again, I'm going to use those lines that I marked with the green arrows to center my ruler right on my block. 2 more cuts, and we have a perfectly squared up block. So a little square and a square. Much easier than dealing with any kind of triangles, isn't it? So this is the process that we do for all of the blocks. When I put them together, I just made sure that all of my seams were going the same way, because then you don't have to worry about any seams coming together. There's nothing to nest. They won't go on top of each other, and everything goes together really nicely. See how easy it was? So if you have a night with no plans, grab a charm pack and try it out. It's really fun. All it takes is just a few hours and get this runner done. And then you can play with some free motion quilting or some straight lines, and you'll be on your table in just a few hours. I hope you try it out. You can see more of my videos with Fat Quarter Shop on the YouTube channel or on my own YouTube channel, GE Designs. By my website, GE Quilt Designs, where you can link to my Facebook and other fun things. Thank you for watching.